Hello, Dr. Dave Gaitros here for CGS 2060. We're going to do the resume project today. This is a request. Somebody asked me to do a little video on it. I'm glad to do it. Glad to do a video on it if it helps you to do it yourself. I prefer that I do these and allow you the chance to actually do the exercise yourself rather than take the chance that you'll copy them from somebody else. That's always a preferred method. Well, this is the resume project. Very simple project. Doesn't take very much time at all. Here it is. You're to produce a resume that looks like this. This top portion of the document right here is what it should look like when you're done. And you can add to it. I mean, you're not just limited to the columns and the headers that are on here. You're to create a 3-column table and type in the information. Use Times New Roman with a font size of 12, and that's a very common thing to have someone specify what font they want. Use merge and center for titles and subtitles, and right align the left column, left align the right column, bold and caps the titles and subcolumns. Use a spacer column in the middle. Make lines of the table invisible. Spell check, proofread, and save the document with your name, resume.docx, and submit it to Canvas. Those are the assignment requirements. That's what we're going to grade you on. Alright, so let's go back and look at the document. We're going to pull up Microsoft Word. I'm using Word 2016, but this works the same way on 365 and very similar in a Mac too. So okay, well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to insert the table, and I just go ahead and put 3 columns. Okay, while I'm there, I'll go ahead and change the font to Times New Roman and 12. Alright, so there's our table. We'll start with that. Well, before we go, you can actually go ahead and add by putting the cursor down at the last bottom right hand cell and hit tab, and it adds the news rows, and you can add as many rows as you want. And then this is the preferred way to do it, because let's say that I have a header in the bottom or a subtitle, and I merge and center, and I'll show you how to merge and center. Say merge cells, and then I add another one. You'll see it's a merge cell too. Well, I didn't want a merge cell. Let's say that I wanted a 3-column. Well, if I did these up here, if I put the spacer column in there, and I'm just going to grab the bar right there and move it left. There's my spacer column, and it's kind of centered in the group. Here, notice it didn't create a 3-column row. It just created a merged row, just like the previous one. So I can't unmerge it. I have to split the cells, and I have to say, well, I want 3. Okay, and you notice it put them back the way they were originally. Oops, let me get that. And I have to go through the trouble of realigning them like this, and it's kind of a pain. Can be done. It's just not easy. It takes a little bit more time. All right. Well, let's go through this. Oh yeah, let me show you how to delete. You just kind of highlight them, and then right-click and say delete rows. Boom, they're gone. All right. Highlight it, and we'll say merge cells. Alright, and we're going to put the word resume up there. We're going to center it. We're going to go up here to the center bar and click that. We're going to bold it, and again it's all caps, so we say resume. Now you notice I put spaces in between them to kind of spread the letters out. If you look at the document we gave you as an example, that's the kind of the format it uses. And we're going to do the example that's in here in the book. We'll do that one exactly, so you can kind of see that. So that's let me just go ahead and do it like at the Susie P. Cupcake. I hit enter here. Goes to the next line, 127 Forest Avenue. Hit enter. Fort Nations, Georgia 21333. I hit tab. It goes to the center column. I leave that one alone. And then I say email. Okay, is have our cake at hit enter. Home is 229 342 5466, and then the cell is 229 434 7688. And what I'm going to do right now is format it. So I'm going to highlight this whole thing right here, and I'm going to say I want that right justified in there, and moves it over to the right. That's good. This one's okay, it's left justified. I might want to do something like this. A lot of times when I have like phone numbers, okay, I'll put a tab up here. Oops. Put a tab right there, right here. Excuse me, I'm having a little mouse trouble. Okay, and just put a little tab. Okay, and move that over so they align properly like that. And notice how it just kind of aligns them up just a little bit better. Now another way to do this is to actually put a tab in the tables. The tab doesn't work by itself because when you tab it goes to the next cell. What you have to do is you have to do a control tab, and you'll see that it puts a little tab in there. Control tab, and there's one, and then we'll do over here, do another control tab, a control tab character. So that makes it look just a little bit cleaner. Okay, so there's our resume. Now the next one we want to have our professional objectives, so we'll highlight that, and then we'll table tools. You see we have a table tool up here. We have design, we have a layout, and you can actually do the merge cells right there from it. We'll do it that way rather than just use a right click, and we'll say professional objective, okay, to lead a good life and perhaps make a contribution to society or make a lot of money. Either one, I don't care. Alright, very good. So there's our professional objectives, and now we'll do another merge cells. Okay, and now let's go back and look at the if we go back and we look at the example we have a blank cell that goes in here. Let me just pull that up here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, now you notice that there is like a blank cell, a 3-column cell in between the end of this portion up here and the beginning of the professional objectives. Okay, now you notice I didn't do that here. It says, okay, well, how do I fix that? Well, I can right click and I can say insert cell below, and what it does is it copies the cell from above, that format, and puts it there. So now it looks like that. Okay, now it looks like our example. Then we have our professional objectives, and then we're going to put our education, and we need to merge that cell. Okay, and we will merge that cell right there. We'll center it, and we're going to say bold. Okay, education, all uppercase. One other note too, and this is not on the requirements, but you'll notice on this example the resume bold, the font looks larger. It is in reality, but just leave it at 12. That'll be fine. Okay, we're going down here into education. Okay, University. Let me spell that right. University of Georgia. Enter. Athens, Georgia. Okay, Masters in Accounting, 1998, and again we're going to right justify this one, left justify that one. There's a spacer bar in the middle, and then this, and we'll put it on another cell. Each degree has its own cell itself, row, column. Georgia, Athens, Georgia, and then bachelor's business, and then 1995. Okay, we'll justify this one. Tab puts us down there, and then we have Bainbridge College. Oops, spell it right. Enter, and then we have Bainbridge, Georgia. Associates in Business Administration, and then that was 1993. Alright, we skip a space, and then the next heading is, of course, employment. Alright, well, let's stop there. You kind of get the idea, okay, of how this goes. What you do is you take the cells you don't need and you get rid of those. You highlight them, you write justify, you say delete cells, and you say entire row. Okay. So let's say that we're finished with our resume. Again, this is not done. Make sure you do all the areas, at least education, employment, and awards and honors. Those are the minimums right there. You can add more if you want to, but that's the minimum you have to do. So this is our resume. We want to make sure we spell everything properly. Everything is not highlighted is spelled properly. We run it through our spell checker. Okay. We can select it now, and we say table properties. Okay, and then you have a lot of options in your table properties. Okay, you have table, row, cell, borders, and shadings. Okay, and we want to do borders. The page border itself is what goes in the outside, and we don't really want that. We want the borders itself. We want none. And we go back and we look and we say okay, this is what it looks like. Now, one other thing I want to show you, you notice there's lots of little special characters up here. That's this little symbol right here. It's the same one. It shows hide hidden symbols. I turn that off, and it looks like that. I can go in and I can make adjustments to the spacing if I want to, make them a little bit more if I want to. If turning the lines on might help. But that's essentially how you do the resume. Saving it, you say File, Save As, you say Browse, put it someplace. I'm just going to put it in my directory right here, and I'm going to say David Gaitros resume docx. They save. Alright, well, that is the resume project in brief. Hope that helped you. Look forward to making the next video for you. Have a good day.